Elon Musk just suspended a journalist on Twitter for posting something that he did not like. So we'll take a look at what that journalist posted to get himself banned, but first, let's talk about something else that Elon Musk has been doing. Because Elon Musk has been helping efforts to get Trump re-elected. So let's take a look at this article, and then we'll dive into the journalist that Elon Musk banned. So this comes from The Guardian, and the article is titled "Trump Ground Game Operation Now Largely Run by Elon Musk-Backed Group." Donald Trump's ground game operation in crucial battleground states is now largely outsourced to America PAC, the political action committee backed by the billionaire Elon Musk, according to multiple people familiar with the situation. The Trump campaign gambled with its voter turnout efforts for the 2024 cycle and outsourced it to super PACs, while it targeted its focus on turning out Trump supporters in rural areas who typically do not vote. But while the Trump campaign once predicted having multiple PACs doing get out the vote work, with 6 weeks until the election, only America PAC has a material presence of 300 to 400 paid and part-time people knocking on doors in each of the 7 battleground states, the people said. America PAC also remains the only entity, Trump campaign or otherwise, with a target to do 3 passes of homes of likely Trump voters in every battleground state before Election Day. Turning Point Action, run by the right-wing activist Charlie Kirk and touted by the Trump campaign, for instance, has a smaller footprint. It has a presence in Arizona, Wisconsin, and 2 specific districts in Michigan and Nevada after dropping Georgia from its initial list. The situation means America PAC now accounts for an outsized proportion of the unglamorous but critical work of door-knocking and canvassing Trump voters in battleground states to get them to return a ballot. And since the Trump campaign does not have its own mass field operation, it has a new model of Trump 47 captains, volunteers targeting likely Trump supporters who do not typically vote. The campaign has little backup if America PAC hits snags. So it just goes to show you how much the Trump campaign has been on thin ice this year. Last week, America PAC fired the company it had retained in Arizona and Nevada to do door-knocking and canvassing. The move to terminate the September group had damaging consequences for Trump, as America PAC lost several days of canvassing while they sought a replacement company and lost at least some of the roughly 300 people they hired in each state. So it looks like they just keep running into issues with no backup plan. The Trump campaign denied that it had a reliance on America PAC and said that it had more than 27,000 volunteers working as Trump 47 captains, the program in which ardent Trump supporters receive special MAGA merchandise as they get more people to register to vote. Each volunteer initially receives a list of 10 neighbors to mobilize. If they meet that target, the next tier involves canvassing 24 out of 50 likely Trump voters, followed by canvassing 45 out of 100 voters with new perks at each tier. They literally had to turn it into a game with prizes. That's how desperate they were to get people to help him out. Quote, Team Trump has hundreds of staff and offices, mobilizing hundreds of thousands of volunteers across the country. That's why everyone wants to take credit for our groundbreaking, data-enhanced, people-powered operation. Or just the operation that bribes people with free stuff. Caroline Levitt, a Trump spokesperson, said in a statement. But a person involved with America PAC expressed skepticism about the reach of the Trump 47 captains and noted targeting just so-called low-propensity voters in rural areas is no substitute for hitting doors in suburban areas and cities as well. Separately, if Trump wins, it could be in part thanks to Musk, who has articulated wider political ambitions. He recently pitched to Trump to serve in his cabinet in a second term, and resultantly have outsized influence with Trump. So yeah, it's crazy how we allow the richest people in this country to essentially fund and help a political candidate. This is why so many people, myself included, want to see money get out of politics. We don't need billionaires or businesses injecting their wants and thoughts into politics. But this is not the only way that Elon Musk is trying to help get Trump re-elected, because he just banned a journalist from Twitter for posting something that he did not like and that hurt Donald Trump's campaign. Now this comes from Raw Story. Elon Musk's Twitter suspends journalist who shared leaked J.D. Vance dossier. The Twitter account of journalist Ken Klippenstein was suspended Thursday after he shared details of a dossier about Senator J.D. Vance that Iran had allegedly hacked. Here's the dossier the media refused to publish, Klippenstein wrote in a post on Twitter soon before his account was suspended. The former Intercept reporter also linked to an article on his website explaining why he published the so-called dossier. It reportedly comes from an alleged Iranian government hack of the Trump campaign, and since June, the news media has been sitting on it and other documents, declining to publish in fear of finding itself at odds with the government's campaign against foreign malign influence. I disagree. The dossier has been offered to me, and I decided to publish it because of its keen public interest in an election season. According to Klippenstein, the dossier consisted of a 27-page research paper the Trump campaign prepared to vet now vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance. As far as I can tell, it hasn't been altered, but if it was, its contents are publicly verifiable, he added. If the document had been hacked by some anonymous-like hacker group, the news media would have been all over it. I'm just not a believer of the news media as an arm of the government doing its work combating foreign influence, nor should it be a gatekeeper of what the public should know. Twitter CEO Elon Musk has previously likened the alleged suppression of stories about Hunter Biden's laptop to election interference. It's just so funny to me how Elon Musk prides himself on a platform for free speech, but then bans anyone he just disagrees with. And this is honestly just the perfect representation of the Republican Party today. They want all of these things like freedoms and rights, but then when people they don't like also receive those rights and freedoms, they suddenly want to take them away. If you needed any more proof that Republicans are not acting in the best interest of the people, then look no further than Elon Musk.